How do you do, fellow kids? I've got another video. The Red Skull, part of the supervillains wave that was recently released. And I don't know, the more I look at this this action figure, the more I get excited, because I just think that the Red Skull is a crazy, classic supervillain. He just kind of reminds me of a simpler time where you could just take a color and I don't know, a villainous icon like a skull, you know, and then create a character. You know, he's one of those characters that you know, he's super recognizable, and you know, with the classic Captain America lore, it makes sense for him to be a major villain. Red Skull, very iconic. Comes with some cool accessories: an alternate head, alternate hands, a weapon, the head of the abominable snowman, or whoever this is supposed to be. Okay. So, you know, it's obvious that how successful the Marvel Legends line is. Obviously, it's the most successful movie franchise in the history of movie franchises. It's not terribly surprising. I mean, Marvel, you know, the Marvel comics captured my imagination as a kid, captured the imaginations of many, many different people. Comic books in and of themselves are pretty cinematic. So, yeah, it makes sense that Marvel Comics would be so iconic. So yeah, I'm a big Marvel fanboy, and I love Marvel Comics. I do have the, you know, DC characters have a place in my heart as well. I just they mostly, it's like the Super Friends, you know, cartoon series that that I remember so vividly. And obviously, I think Superman is a great character, but I think he's one of those characters that appeals particularly to young children, because young children don't have, you know, they don't have a lot of power, they don't have a lot of control, and so, you know, a Superman, basically a perfect person, with like omnipotent powers, who has lasers that shoot out of their eyes and can fly and everything. I think that's appealing to young children because they have so little control over their own lives that you know, that that's something that a fantasy like that appeals very strongly to them. And you know, a character like Spider-Man, who is a teenage boy who has you know, kind of high school type problems, I feel like that is going to be relatable to more, you know, more you know, high school aged children, you know, or high school aged teens, who are probably going to be reading those comic books, and you know, obviously relating to Peter Parker. You know, the same things, the same criticisms that can be leveled at Superman can also be leveled at He-Man. I mean, He-Man's basically the same type of idea, the most powerful man in the universe. So, I don't know which skull I like the best. Probably gonna have to do some research. I feel like this is the skull that that reminds me most of the comic books that I read. There's something about this crazy grinning skull also looks really great. I almost passed this figure up, but man, he's dope, man. And I love the fact that he came with 3 sets of hands, right? So you got your trigger finger hands. You've got and the funny thing is that you got trigger gun holding hands for both hands. He only came with 1 gun, and you've got both hands, or a set of hands that either one of them could hold the Tesseract. And then he's got closed fist hands. So really a lot of and the alternate head. I don't know enough about the Red Skull to tell you, like, oh, this is based on the artwork for this artist versus this artist, and this was this phase or period of Red Skull. He's otherwise he's pretty plain. He's got a Hydra armband right here. He's wearing bright green, but he looks really cool, and brown army boots. So he I don't know. To me, he looks like your classic villain. He's wearing just kind of a plain jumpsuit, gloves. He's got a cool, very, very retro looking machine gun, but also very fantasy because, I am pretty, I'm pretty sure that is not, not based on any sort of real world weapon. It's got a Hydra logo on it, and then obviously that Tesseract is super cool. So yeah, there he is, the Red Skull.